So, in the previous video, the light drastically changed in like every single second, so I hope this time there are no clouds in the sky. Hi guys, my name is Dan and today we're talking about camera accessories. I decided to make this video because last night I thought to myself how things that are obvious to me now, at the beginning, were not. The first thing is light. I was looking around and thinking, okay, what would be useful to show in this video? And the first thing I immediately saw was light. The Aperture M9 is very cheap for what it offers. I think I bought it for $50, if I'm not mistaken, and you can use it pretty much for everything you can think of. The most common thing that I've done with this light is light a fridge. There's nothing more unsatisfying than the fridge light turning off if you're doing some sort of in-fridge shot of someone, like opening the fridge. And this thing, you simply turn off the fridge light and then putting this inside and you're done. That's it. If you have some more money, I would totally recommend the Aperture MC, which I made a whole separate video about, so you can go check it right up here. An SD card case is the second thing. SD cards are not the toughest thing on earth, so something hard to keep them safe is always welcome. This one is damp-proof, so it won't break no matter how many times you drop it, at least for now. Inside I keep all my SD cards, all my mini SD cards and an adapter so I can transfer my files no matter where I am. Talking of transferring files, the next thing is an SD card reader. I've seen so many people using data cables or USB cables or you name it to connect their camera to their computer so they can transfer their files and so on and so on and so on. Why? With this little guy here, you simply insert your SD card here and plug it into your computer, and that's it. For example, you can buy a few of these and leave one home in your computer, leave one in your bag, and let's say attach one to your keys or wherever you want, and that's pretty much it. You're good to go. SD card to iPhone adapter. Oh, this literally saved me so many times. Ugh! If you're an iPhone user and you have a camera, what are you waiting for? Literally, this is the most useful thing I can recommend you, maybe. I mean, for me personally, this is the best item out of all. Okay, here's an example. I'm gonna shoot with a client, and because I'm shooting flat when I'm shooting video, and I don't change it because my photos are raw, when I show them to my client, most of the times they're like, I don't really like the colors, they're so flat and not really saturated. Dude, this is not edited. Yeah, but I don't really like it. I take out my SD card, putting it into the adapter, then into my iPhone, importing all the photos that I want to, opening them into Lightroom, applying my custom preset, adjusting it a little bit, and then I show it to my client and he's like, whoa, that looks so much better, and that's the reason that I 100% hands down recommend this adapter. I mean, go buy it. Why are you still watching this video? Go buy it. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Ignore the bug, it was stuck in my window and I was just like, okay, if you're not going away, I'll just take a few photos of you. So here I got a photo of me holding the adapter. I click import, import selected, continue importing. I select keep because I don't want this to be deleted from my card. And now I can even remove it. That's it. And here it is. I simply choose my custom preset. I tweak it a little bit. Here, like that. And that's it. Export, and now it's here. And that's it. I can simply show it to my client and I can be like, stop commenting my colors. And they are like, yeah, it looks awesome. And the filters. First, what is this and what is it for? Ooh, I need to clean it, okay. It's basically sunglasses for your lens. That's it. While in photography you simply bump up the shutter speed so you can reduce the light, in videography shutter speed is not your best friend. In cinematography you need to keep your shutter speed twice as your frame rate, and that's the rule. In my case, I'm shooting 25 FPS and 1/50th of a second, and that gets a little bit hard when you get outside or you get a wall of light. If you want to shoot wide open, you won't be able without an ND filter, because let's say an aperture of f1.4 requires an approximately 1/2000th of a second shutter speed, which is a little bit far from 1/50th, isn't it? And that's why you need an ND filter. In my case, I'm using the Peter McKinnon variable ND filter, which is 6 to 9 stops, and that means that I can change its density from 6 to 9 stops. There's also 2 to 5 stops version, but I prefer the 6 to 9 because 2 to 5 is not enough for bright daylight, while 6 to 9 is just perfect. I own this filter for more than a year now, and all I can say is that it's the best ND filter I've ever used. Because of the quality and because it's variable, it's not cheap, but there are a lot of decent options out there, and I'll leave some of them in the description. Also, ND filters are used to smooth out motion. For example, you can use it for waterfalls to make the water nice and smooth. You can use it for cars if you want the light rails effect in your photos. Stars is not the best place you can use them, but that's just where the technique is used. Whenever you need to capture motion, you open the shutter speed, let's say 30 seconds, and you put the camera on a tripod, of course, and then you capture only the moving elements, and everything that's still stays still, and everything that's moving ends up in a motion blur. Then the filter in this case is used to reduce that light, because 30 seconds of exposure is too much light. That's it. The next thing is step-up rings. Different lenses have different diameters, and with that said, you cannot put every single filter on every single lens. When I buy filters, I simply buy the biggest filter size possible, and then I simply use a step-up ring to adapt it to every single lens I have. For example, this lens is 67mm, and that makes it impossible to mount my filter on top of it, but with simply using one of these or two of these, I can mount my ND filter on top of it. You can buy single ones or you can buy them stacked like this, while I recommend to buy them like this because you never know. The next thing is a Lav mic. Lavalier microphones are so goddamn useful when you don't have anything with you. You attach it to your hoodie or your shirt or whatever, and then you simply plug this jack in your camera and you're good to go. I don't really like to use Lav mics, I prefer boom mics instead. In cases when you don't have anything with you, these are the best backup mics you can have with you, because you can vlog with this. You can just plug it and attach it to you and hold the camera. You can hold it literally in front of your mouth, or you can be like, this cable is super long, that's the reason I use this exact Lav mic, and I can put it on me or on someone else and have it 2 or 3 meters away. I don't really know how long this cable is, and it's perfect for saving the situation and not being unprofessional. Even if you're a professional, there always will be times when you will forget something. It happens to all of us, don't lie to me. This is the time when this will come in handy. And talking audio, of course, you need adapters. I think half of this video is adapters. Some people are recording audio externally. For example, right now my microphone is going right into an external recorder, and then I sync all the audio with the video in post. This is 3.5mm to 6.3mm, and this is 3.5mm to an XLR. And by just plugging it in, you got an XLR lavalier microphone. Gaff tape, gaff tape, gaff tape. The number one thing you need if you're dealing with cables. Anything that has to do with cables, it needs gaff tape. If you're on set and something breaks, gaff tape. If someone falls and breaks his head, gaff tape. Whatever happens, gaff tape. It's literally so easy to cut a piece and just place it somewhere, and that's it. A tripod, or at least something to replace it. The original one is made by Adaptors, but this is fake because when I bought it I didn't know something like Adaptors exists, and basically this extends and you can use it, for example, for taking portraits when you have a tripod, or you can use it for a whole tripod when you don't have one with you. Let's say you're traveling with friends and you don't want to bring anything extra than your camera because you want to take photos, memories, etc. And you just bring this because you can, I mean, look how small it is. Literally, it can fit anywhere. And you just put it in your bag and you forget about it. It's that simple. And the last thing is a remote. This exact one is for Sony users. I don't know if Nikon, Canon, Fuji or any of the other brands have their own remotes. I mean, they should. When I found that this thing exists, it was a complete game changer for me, because all these times when I have a few cameras set up and I need to go and manually turn them on, and here, by simply pressing this button, everything starts to record. Thank you, Sony. I can also obviously take photos, preview my files, go around the menu, delete files, and that's it, mostly. That was it for the video, guys. I hope it was helpful. Leave me a comment down below, let's say a recommendation for part 2, maybe in the future. Like the video if you liked it, hit the dislike if you don't, subscribe, ring the bell. I'm done and I'll see you in the next one. What am I talking? Holy shit. I mean, what the f. I need fucking water. Bruh. 3 done, 8 left. Ugh. Because of the quality. Seriously, my light. It would be so great if these lights gave some sort of sound when the battery dies. So, now that we have light again, where was I? Oh yeah, I can't say it better, so I guess I'll just go on, because you can buy single ones or... Okay. Gaff tape, gaff tape, gaff tape. Take. Another take.